coming to you live here from Hell's Kitchen, also known as Clinton, a neighborhood in the west side of Midtown Manhattan in New York City. We're here today with, of course, our number 22nd edition of Sparkling Tuna Cup, number 22. I am, of course, the one who rules this city, Yaku of the Zaku, and ruling it with me is El de la Mina que siempre está listo para la hora de la pizza, like _ VIP. How we doing, guys?
Sí, papi, siempre para la pizza, papi. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone, to another week of Sparkling Tuna Cup. I hope you're all ready for some of the best StarCraft in the entire world. Joining, kind of combining here. And this is something that I never thought that I would see, and we're seeing for the first time. It's possible that they are playing for the first time, period, in a competitive series. Mate, we have a ZvZ for the ages.
Indeed, a ZvZ between players who are very, kind of the opposites of one another. Well, they're actually very similar. But without further ado, we will be introducing here on Data Under the Sea. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Yellow Zerg player coming out from the land of Ho Chi Minh City, going for a pool first. He is, of course, we're going to be representing the Juggernauts. You know him as, by his legal actual name, Thuy Trang. We know him as MeomaikA.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player himself, the best Zerg player in all, the best player in all of Costa Rica, representing Infernales Esports. It is EON. And I just love that to kick things off, they both went for pool first.
Yep. But of course, very different plans with those pool firsts. EON, a little bit more orthodox of that, going for his lings right off the bat. MeomaikA, as usual, going to be prioritizing queens.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting dichotomy here. For those who don't know, MeomaikA, of course, he's the king of Southeast Asia. He's the best player in all of Southeast Asia, and also very unorthodox. We've seen him time and time again just have a different spin to StarCraft, but when it comes to ZvZ, he's just very unexpected. He's very cheesy. It's really difficult to get a read on him. And when it comes to Latin American players, EON is kind of that equivalent from Latino America.
Pretty dang much. It's when it comes to playstyles.
Yeah, exactly. Huh?
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see EON kick it off with, as you mentioned, they haven't played against each other too often. And I mean, I have to imagine that this is the first time they're playing each other outside the ladder. It's kind of interesting that EON decided to be the one to suss out MeomaikA first. Whereas MeomaikA just kind of stuck to his guns.
Yeah. I mean, like, they both opened up with a safe pool first, so I'm sure they both anticipated some kind of cheese. We do see that EON is going for a very fast Baneling nest. It's hidden behind the mineral line. But more importantly, neither player is going for a third base. By now, in a macro ZvZ, we should be seeing thirds by now. Well before this, actually. And we see why EON, or both players, are going for link floods.
This is going to be a very quick game, number one.
It's going to be a quick series, man. What do you know?
Well, that's what you think, but we're going to have to replay the ace match like 3 times over because it just keeps tying.
True. I mean, that's what I hope is going to be. Meanwhile, we do see EON getting supply blocks a little bit. The queens of MeomaikA are going to be able to take away a lot of the vision here of EON. Again, EON is going to have the advantage of banelings. MeomaikA won't, but what he lacks in banelings, he'll make up for in queens.
And hopefully those transfuses and those tankings can help a little bit. MeomaikA trying to go in and snipe a couple of the banelings, but he's flying a little close to the sun right now.
Oh my god, he is. The banelings come out, but you know what? There's only 3 lings remaining here. The banelings aren't going to find any good connections, and 3 queens are looking pretty strong, but they are off creep. They cannot transfuse.
I'm looking at this one queen light. It's got plenty of energy on it, but it cannot heal its low health compatriot.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if that was the best call to use 2 banelings on that 1 queen. Because of that, there are no more banelings remaining. We have 2 more banelings on the way, but MeomaikA now has map control. He's flooding across the map with his own lings. He is ahead by far in drone count. EON has to do more damage.
Yeah, that or defend against all the lings that are going to be thrown his way. MeomaikA not overextending too much.
Oh, Yeah, exactly. MeomaikA, he does back off for the time being. Again, he still maintains that worker lead, which is something I didn't expect to see, to be honest. That EON falling behind a little bit more. Again, he's that much more committed, and now he's looking to try and transition, droning up and teching up.
Yeah, pretty much the right call, I think. It's not really much you can do from here with all the legs that he's got. Confused puppy! He is able to barely make it on creep.
Yeah, there's so many queens. It's crazy. Like, even if one of the queens got surrounded, there's plenty of energy for transfuse. They provide surface area for each other as well to minimize all that damage. So defensively, MeomaikA is perfectly fine. He's not stopping queen production either. Like, it's insane. We'll see if he makes it. You said these queens, by the way. It'd be interesting if we end up transitioning into something like, you know, a Nidus or some kind of weird like queen push.
And the minute I saw all these queens, that's the first thing that crossed my mind. But he is going for the macro hatch. He is taking all of his gases. What do it mean?
Yeah, and he's working on 1-1 as well for his Lings. So as EON is trying to transition into lair tech, MeomaikA is just hammering down and working with nothing but Ling.
Yeah, I was gonna complete that for you and say Ling Bane, but then I remembered, wait a minute, MeomaikA does have a Baneling nest. Yeah. This is MeomaikA, he's straight up Ling.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your Ling.
It's crazy. I mean, to be fair, he's now working on his own lair, and because we have so much gas being taken, hey, mate, what else would it be? To base motor, papi, let's go.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Speaking of a lot more sense, that's the lot of things needlessly thrown away there from the side of MeomaikA. MeomaikA's still a little bit ahead when it comes to the army supply, but with that one maneuver, he's basically given up all of his map control.
Yeah, exactly. Immediately, EON, he's going for a massive counterattack, going to try and punish this third base. Again, there are plenty of queens self-defend, but they have to move off of creep to allow that to happen, so they have to be a little bit careful when it comes to their transfuses. EON doesn't care. He just goes for a mass round on the third.
Yeah, forces a cancel. Unfortunately, not quite able to deal with the drone, but still, delaying the third base by this much is going to be quite a bit of a boon to him.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since he takes the third himself.
Exactly. He's going for his own third base, a little bit ahead of MeomaikA. Meanwhile, MeomaikA going for a massive Ling Flood. Going to try and go around the outskirts and avoid all of these overlords. So EON is a little bit in the dark. He has Banelings, but they're not where they need to be. But he's pushing out with Roaches, so both armies are kind of missing each other. But EON decides to turn around.
Yeah, interesting call. Oh, yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Up.
And to allow these Lings to get in, but they do. MeomaikA, well known for lubing up his Lings and getting full surrounds on top of just about everything. The Roaches back home are starting to be dealt with. A couple of workers go down, but of course the most important thing for MeomaikA is he was able to delay the push here from EON.
Yeah, he was able to delay the push, but it looks like the third base was cancelled once again. We still have more Lings flooding across up. Yeah, I'm not too sure how that was able to happen. The target fire is insane. Drones are starting to fall left and right, puppy.
He didn't even need the Mutilus for this.
He really didn't. The Lings get into the main base. Queen goes down, so will more drones. We have Lings at the third, Lings at the natural, Lings in the main. Eventually, they'll be cleaned up, but not before 12 workers go down and not before mutas come out.
And 9 of them now. Nothing shoots up right now for EON. He barely has any queens.
Yeah,
he actually doesn't have any queens.
Yeah, you called it. Nothing shoots up. He has 0 anti-air right now. He's still struggling to deal with all these Lings. The Lings once again get into the natural base. And again, this isn't the kill move. The kill move are going to be mutas. There are no spores. There are no queens. There are Ravagers, and maybe they can help zone stuff out, but that's just Copium talking.
Look, that's all he needs. MeomaikA bunches those Mutalists up just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That's prime bile targets. By the way, the Mutants are out.
The Mutants are here, Poppy. The Mutants are down.
Ravagers. GG. MeomaikA takes game number 1.
Oh, GG. Well played. The early game was relatively safe from both players, but things kicked off when, of course, we saw the Ling Floods from both players just, you know, going for different approaches. Ling Bane from one, Ling Queen for the other.
Yeah. Straight up just Ling for the majority of that game too, but it all comes back to just prioritizing that initial queen at the start. I'm glad that we didn't skip out on this match. Like, I almost overlooked. In fact, I actually did overlook it when I was looking over the bracket. meld it together a little bit for me because, of course, Mio spelled backwards is Eon, so to me it just kind of looked the same.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you whatsoever. But yeah, it's really cool to see them both here competing, both in the bracket. When it comes to how the series is gonna play out, Eon just messaged me and he's like, "How do I channel the power of Mio versus Mio?" I said, mate, you need to allow God to take the wheel, mate. You gotta just let it happen, Poppy. Let it happen.
Is it God that Mio uses, or is it the devil? Sometimes you can't really tell.
True. I mean, for Mio, it's usually the cat god that takes the wheel.
True.
To be fair. Oh god.
Sometimes in a very literal sense, like in Ratatouille.
Exactly. Oh god. But here we go. You can hear the beeps. We're already getting ready for game number 2. We can get into the bracket a little bit later. A lot of players signed up and it was really hard to kind of pick and choose our first series. I know that there are a lot of really good matches going on right now. We just had to pick one, and I had to give in to my selfish side and to this Clown Fiesta of a ZvZ.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah. We deserve it every now and then. As we jump into inside and out. No LE, but there is ESL this time. Look at that. In the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we of course have our yellow Zerg player coming out from the land of Vietnam. He of course is going to be going pool first once again. Actually 12 pool, yeah, 12 pool, representing the Juggernauts and also Rainer apparently. He is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player himself representing Infernales Esports, going for a regular pool first opener. It is EON. Oh my god. He's crazy. He's letting God take the wheel, Poppy.
Yes.
Oh my god. So we see a pool first from EON, but he's banking up a lot of resources right now. He's sending 2 drones across the map. Obviously, a hatch is about to be thrown down. But against a 12 pool, this is not going to work out, man. This is not good. This is not good.
Yeah, we already have 8 lings on the way. 6 on the map already. Drone should have been scouted, but I mean, it's just a drone. MeomaikA doesn't really feel too worried at the moment.
Yeah.
That's actually MeomaikA's hatch. What?
That is MeomaikA's hatch, and EON is going to try and block it as best he can. There we go. He has kind of diverged paths. The drone, I believe, was going to turn around. Yes, the drone turns around and comes back home, so EON is going to calm down a little bit with his drone aggression, but this is unorthodox, and this is so annoying for the Zerg player. For Mio.
Yeah. Should try that more often.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it was going to be a hatch first, the drone wouldn't have made it there in time, but because it was a pool first variant, EON is able to be a little bit annoying with that, and because of his own pool first opener, the 12 pool does no damage.
The link stoplight! Oof. And EON is able to make use of his defender's advantage to just take a little bit of lead in the Ling v Ling round.
Oh yeah, exactly. 2 lings go down. He's throwing down his own hatchery. He's got plenty of queens behind this. He threw down the spine just in case, so a little bit over defensive, assuming that MeomaikA was going to be a little bit more all in. But right now what we're looking at is the gas count, and EON will get that faster link speed or faster banelings or whatever tech he wants.
Yeah, he's playing on the defensive right now, but once that initial tech gets thrown down or researched, he is going to completely switch the dynamic, and he is going to be full aggression.
Oh, yeah.
Go full aggression, is what I meant to say. You can't be the aggression.
But yeah, it's one of those things that because of the openers, both players kind of bounce off each other. Nothing crazy happens. Of course, the drone count from both players is actually even right now. And EON, this time, instead of a baling nest, goes for an Evo chamber.
Oh, +1. He did say he was going to channel Mio to defeat Mio, so maybe he's just going to double down on lings.
I mean, last game, Mio, that's all he did last game, basically make lings and queens and eventually mutas, but he didn't even need the mutas to win, to be honest.
And the mutas did literally nothing.
They didn't get a chance, Bobby.
They rocked up.
Oh,
that's it.
They rocked up and the party was over. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh god. But this is going to be pretty interesting, especially because I don't think that MeomaikA is going to scout this. Looking at his vision, like MeomaikA hasn't seen anything in the main. I don't think he's going to see anything anytime soon. And MeomaikA is intentionally avoiding Link speed.
Interesting. So I guess not going to double down on the Lings this time. I like this from EON. He's actually researching Carapace instead of melee, just in case MeomaikA goes for Banelings. He can tank a couple of shots there. But we know this is Mio we're talking about. He's not going to go for Banelings. He's got 4 queens and he's making 2 more at a time.
Yeah, you're like, he's not going to make banelings. Well, I'm wondering, what is he going to make? Because this madman has 300 gas right now. Like, that's an insane amount of gas. It has to be spent on something. Bearing in mind, you only need 100, 150 for your own lair. So, yeah, I wonder, maybe he's just, you know, he wants to finish up his queens and then he'll start the lair and maybe he'll go straight to mutas. I don't really know what his plan is here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he has recognized that he's banking up a lot of gas, so finally we see Link speed being researched, but it feels like it's way too late if this is what he's gonna dedicate things on. He actually cancels it to get a Roachborn?
Yeah. It looks like
it's been a while since I was confused watching MeomaikA, like, let me tell you.
It's a secret, mate. I'm always confused. That's how we do it. Meanwhile, as we can see, MeomaikA's trying to break into the main base. Can he kill the queen? If he does, he'll be able to slip in and he will be able to see the mass Link flood that is amassing in the main base of EON. Oh.
Fortunately, not quite able to. EON only revealing a little bit of his hand, and look at that army supply difference. Look at that streak of purple that's making its way across the minimap.
MeomaikA needs to get the wall up and running as soon as possible for Evo Chambers to get thrown down, but the wall's not a wall!
No! It was almost a wall, but it was not in the end. There's plenty of transfuse energy right now, but I'm not convinced there's enough DPS for MeomaikA to hold on, not without sustaining way too many casualties anyway.
Exactly. Every single queen is going to go down. We have roaches on the way, but roaches take a long time to pop. GG gets called, and EON ties up the series 1-1.
He channeled his inner Mio, and he beat Mio, taking us to the 8th match. You love to see it.
GG. EON's like, so that worked.
Yeah. Oh no, what have we done, Light? now EON's gonna spread out from Costa Rica and spread the message of Mio to the rest of Latin America.
I just love that EON just messaged me. He said, I don't even know what I did.
He let God take the wheel, what he did.
He's like, I don't even know if I hit my +1 timing.
You don't need to know. You just need to have faith in the cat.
It's all about the faith, Papi. It's all about the. If you believe, you can do it. You can do it. Just like MeomaikA, just like EON, we are going to the ace match between our 2 players here. There is only one way this can end, with one player rising and the other falling.
There are 2 ways it can end.
True. There's one. Oh my god. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. We're going to the ace match. We're tied up 1-1. And, yeah. I wonder, which one of our players has the balls, mate, to go for a 12 pool? Who can do it?
I think both of them will. This time. They'll both 12 pool and they'll both drone rush.
Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. We'll see kind of where this all goes. There is no WCS game height for the ace match. Just we're gonna have to count. We're gonna have to count, but it's all good. We can count. We can count.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Look, I can count to as many Spider-Man films there are.
How many are there?
If we go beyond that. Okay, you got me. You got me. You called my bluff. As we conclude this best of 3 ZvZ, Mio versus EON. I almost said Neo. Mio versus EON. Costa Rica versus Vietnam. C versus Latinoamericano. We do it, of course, on familiar territory for both our players. Tropical Sacrifice, where in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We got the yellow Zerg player coming out from the land of Vietnam. He is, of course, going to be representing Juggernauts as well as Raynor. Not going for a pull first this time. MeomaikA.
Oh my god. He's crazy, but he's going for a hatch first.
Okay, so EON wins.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Truckable Sacrifice, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player himself going for a gas pool opener, representing Infernales Esports. It is EON.
So there's only one way this can end at this point, right?
We'll see, we'll see. So EON did go for a drone across the map. Again, if there was going to be a pull first, the drone would have gotten here in time to cause a delay at the natural. It was a hatch first, so he sees it. He knows about it. He throws down a spine crawler out of vision of MeomaikA. He sees nothing right now. And what's scary is that quite often MeomaikA will skip out on the first wave of links to make queens instead. So we'll see if he even makes any queens. The drone is going to go down there, and he does get spotted.
Yeah, that's a little bit annoying right now for EON, but of course, it's already halfway done, you know. He's causing quite a bit of lost mining time.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be able to get drone down. Well, if he doesn't cancel, but he should. Yeah.
We see the cancel. The drone is going to be able to back off here, but what's important is that because EON went for a gas first opener, Link speed is already on the way, and I imagine Baneling soon after that as well. So EON is going to have a massive tech advantage. He's going to be behind in workers though, so it's on him to try and get some damage. Oh.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to do that. Of course, Queens are a really good defensive unit. Already he gets one drone. I counted.
You got it, man. You got it. One drone goes down. The rest of the links are working up. I think this is a little bit of an early fight here for EON. So we're going to be able to see them both trade out a little bit here, but EON has to wait for his advantage. He has to wait for link speed to kick in.
Yeah, it's a slight anti-timing for EON. I mean, link speed's about to kick in a couple of seconds, but he is outnumbered at this point. But maybe MeomaikA still overextending.
Yeah, 100%, man. Here we go. Link speed is done. MeomaikA is turning around, but he can't make it home here. He won't be able to outrun the links of EON. Meanwhile, the queens are getting a little bit out of position. They're going to be able to get a kill on this Overlord, but it does mean that if they stick around, these links of EON are going to be able to get the queens.
Yeah, they've already gotten the lings of MeomaikA.
Oh god, MeomaikA, can he get the queens to a safe place? The queens turn around, actually. It looks like MeomaikA wants to take the fight.
Wow, that's commitment. He could have, those queens could have ran. They could have ran and tried to stay alive, but they stayed and fought. Give them a medal.
Yeah, they stayed, they fought, they had the reinforcements of the links coming in here for MeomaikA. Link's speed kicks in as well, but banelings are being morphed in here for EON. This may be a little bit too late though, because he's being overwhelmed.
Yeah, well, we'll see. If EON is able to pin MeomaikA into a corner, he should be able to get a very good connection with those banelings. Actually, may not even need them. As the defender's advantage works out insanely well from EON.
Yeah, exactly. One Baneling goes off. Not a bad connection there. The second one has to be careful though. He has to preserve it. And now it looks like MeomaikA has been able to defend all of that aggression. EON has been able to kind of equalize in the drone count. He's still a little bit behind though. We saw that he was only able to get one drone kill. And now again, he's still got a little bit of pressure on him to trade a little bit better. Uh-oh.
Yeah, funnily enough, MeomaikA was the one who already had a macro advantage, and he's the one killing drones.
Yeah.
He's got 3 times as many drones than EON has.
Exactly.
Math.
Those 3 drones were actually pretty insane. Now EON is going to be a little bit more all in. He's far behind in that working out. Wall is on the way, but the wall's on the wall. Oh.
No! He can't keep getting away with it, and he doesn't, because this time MeomaikA actually had reinforcements ready. He even catches the banelings up just before he runs headfirst into them.
Yeah, exactly. The lings are here to bust down the wall. The baneling's going to be able to zone away the lings of MeomaikA, but MeomaikA doesn't care. He goes for a massive counterattack instead.
Which really he may as well. Those links are pretty useless against banelings. EON does not get the wall up though.
Exactly. EON is forced to turn all the way around. Drones are going to be falling left and right. The wall once again was not a wall this time for EON. Links even get into the main base as well. The target firing is crazy here. MeomaikA is just getting further and further ahead in that drone count.
He has killed 10 times as many drones as EON has.
That's math. That's 10 drones.
Yeah. Math. I didn't even need my calculator this time.
Oh, there you go, mate. There you go. And on top of that, MeomaikA, he's fully walled up on 2 bases, but mate, you only need 2 bases. He's ahead in the workers. He's going to be ahead in the tech. Lair is still not on the way, but with this, he can go into 2-base muta.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. You only need 2 bases when you're going 2 base.
Oh no!
Muta.
Stay with me, Yaku. Stay with me. I'm sorry. I don't really expect to say that so many times in one broadcast. I apologize. Yeah, but
it hasn't even been half an hour yet.
I know. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh, God. But behind this, EON, he's going to be going for a bit of a 1-1 timing. MeomaikA is going for that lair, so it does look like he wants to go 2-base muta. Can he survive long enough for that to happen? Is there a world where EON can break through this Evo wall? That's maybe a better question, because with 3 Evo chambers, with all these queens with transfuse, I don't know if it's possible.
You just need some really good Baneling connections. That's all you need. Timed perfectly before MeomaikA can really react, but that's not really what EON is going for. I mean, what I just described is huge risk, not very high reward. So
Yeah.
EON is doing the smart thing here and just trying to catch back up when it comes to tech and economy.
Yeah, he's trying. I mean, he's taking another gas. Only 2 gases, by the way. Still no lair. He's still behind in the drone count. Still fully saturated on his 2 bases, though. Like, what he's lacking in drones, like, he doesn't have gases, so it doesn't really matter too much. But he needs to come up with a plan. You know, where do we go from here? Is he just looking to contain his opponent? Is he going to look to bust? Is he going to try and get into, like, hydras or something else instead? Like, he's already working on spores. It looks like he wants to be the defender.
Yeah, and honestly, he's kind of doing a pretty good job of containing MeomaikA on 2 bases right now. If he can just defend against Muta Harass, then I think there's a chance for him to just outgrow his opponent.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, if he's able to get his 3rd base up and running, I 100% agree with you, but he doesn't have the 3rd base yet. He's taking all of his gases, and because of this, Meo is going to have mutas faster than EON can, if EON plans to go muta. And I don't know if EON can ever take a 3rd. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. I mean, if he does get hydras, it's going to take a long time to build and produce and whatnot. Yeah.
The Spire is done. Here we go. The first wave of mutas are on the way here to get that map control for Meo. He even takes down that wall. That does give an opportunity here for EON. He confirms that the wall is now down. Oh boy, and I worry a little bit for him because it's not just mutas. Oh!
The wall was down, but it wasn't for EON.
It wasn't for EON, mate. MeomaikA, he's rushing across map with everything he has. EON will have defensive banelings, but he's only morphing them in now.
Yeah, he's got a handful of them, and you know, if he gets the right connections, then he can absolutely shut down the massive swath of lings that MeomaikA has. But Meo, he's playing it safe. He does not want to engage without his Mutalisk, and nothing shoots up yet. The Hydra Den is only about halfway done.
Yeah, Hydrogen is halfway done. We do have those spores and those queens, so there are some safe areas here in the bases of EON, but they're few and far between. These mutas, they take out a couple of overlords. They're going to get a couple more as well. EON did leave them a little bit vulnerable here. He is trying to get into mutas, and mutas, they do produce faster than mutas, fun fact, so he can make a wave of hydras, I guess, to defend, but still doesn't have any yet.
Yeah, Meo is looking to pull the trigger. His muta control. He's trying to snipe the banelings and just allow his lings to have free reign, but it's kind of difficult when, you know, there's that many banelings. So MeomaikA decides, I'm not gonna risk that. I'm just gonna double expand. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's crazy, mate. He's taking both bases and his 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th gas. That's gonna be a lot of gas to work with. That's gonna be maybe too much gas for MeomaikA to know what to do with. He's taking another base.
May as well.
Oof.
I gotta tell you, lad, I'm not used to MeomaikA's opponent being the one who plays with hydras.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing MeomaikA ahead in drones and ahead in bases either. You know, it's great. It's not something you see often, and this is a scary moment here for EON. I think we all know that, especially because we have a Lurker Den on the way, EON is forced to turtle up on 2 bases, slowly take a 3rd, slowly take a 4th. He has to be very methodical with how he plays this out. It's going to be a really tough road ahead of him. It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Harder than, I can't think of a good analogy here. But in the meantime, I think MeomaikA has kind of just recognized What is going on? He can't force himself through this position. He has just about every advantage. They're just gonna continue to play that greed game.
Exactly. He has to be careful not to throw away too many Lings, because that may trigger a counterattack, and mutas are great and all, but like Ling Runbys can still do a lot of damage if they go unchecked, so MeomaikA has to be a little bit careful. But as you were saying, like all MeomaikA cares about right now is just making sure that Eon's on 2 bases, you know, making sure his economy is as low as it can be, making sure his is as high as it can be. He's still droning up, by the way. And yeah, we're just gonna chill and wait until either one of our players are maxed. Well, I say that, but EON is pushing.
Huh. Okay, I think he's had enough of this. Not all of his upgrades are finished yet, though, although, of course, they will be finished up very, very soon. MeomaikA is looking to pull the trigger. There are a couple of lurkers out right now, but barely enough Hydras. These mutas, with their splash damage, having a very fun time killing all of this.
Yeah, the Hydras go down. Eon is forced to pull the trigger with the rest of his Ling Bane as well, but there's just not enough anti-air, and Muta's gonna reign supreme. The Bathing Speed just finishes up. He's going for the minerals.
And with that, Eon has been able to kill almost twice as many drones that MeomaikA killed from him, but of course, despite the Baneling speed, he didn't have that many Banelings, he just didn't have the numbers on his side, you know?
Yeah, like it was a really good Baneling connection. He got 19 drones in total, I guess 18, because one was killed at the beginning of the game. But he's still behind in the workers. He still hasn't gotten a 3rd base up and running. He's still 2 base all in, essentially. He's trying to rebuild his Hydras, but again, it's going to take a lot of Hydras to deal with the amount of mutas that we're working with right now.
Yeah, the mutas and of course the Lings on the ground as well to draw fire away from them. But we got lurkers and there's no detection!
True, no detection at all. There we go. Overseer is only just being morphed in now. There is one for Eon, but not for MeomaikA. So these lurkers are doing a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, Eon has been able to kill 3 times the amount of drones that MeomaikA has.
There you go. 32 drones in total for MeomaikA going down. The worker count is kind of evening up.
3 times.
Yeah, more than 3 times. There you go. But how many mutas do we have exactly, Yaku?
We have more than 3 times the amount of Hydras Eon has.
I was
45.
I was more going for like on the spectrum of steel mode. You know, where are we exactly? This is
What's the level above Apocalypse?
This is more than an apocalypse, mate. It's a Ragnarok of mutas, mate. It's end time of mutas, puppy. It's over. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, it's like Eon has the right composition. He just doesn't have nearly the right amount of units here that could really, you know, fight against what MeomaikA has.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing what he can to pull MeomaikA apart. He's trying to take a fight over here with half of the mutas. Not bad, not a bad fight here for Eon. He needs to try and do more of that. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have a lot of sustainability. Any losses that he has, like, it's a struggle to remake.
Yeah, despite how efficient that one fight was, where he had the mutas essentially split in half, he still lost about 4 or 5 Hydras that he cannot remake. MeomaikA, on the other hand, loses 8 mutas. Yeah, no biggie. I'll just remake him immediately.
Exactly, like the muta cloud is still that. It's still a massive cloud here over the sky of Eon. Eon, I appreciate that he never even tried to expand and take a 3rd base. Hey, he kills a hatchery, kills 2 hatcheries even here towards the south.
Yeah, that's definitely something. Now he only has half the amount of bases instead of 3 times less. Instead of a third.
A third, yeah. Okay. They didn't put that on the calculator. Yeah. Oh god. You're not wrong. So it's not as bleak, but like just the muta count is disgusting, mate. It's absolutely disgusting. He's back up to what he was before. 43 mutas in total. He doesn't care about your spores. He doesn't care about your queens. He shouldn't even care about these mutas, to be honest, and he doesn't.
Yeah, he's jumping right on top of the Hydras. I thought for a second a couple of mutas went down, but actually they were just bunching up. They were hiding their numbers. GG is called. MeomaikA takes that series 2-0 and will be the... Okay, bad enough time. GG.
GG, well played. MeomaikA does take the series 2-0 against his Latin American equivalent in a way. You know, EON is a very, very like aggressive player in his own right, and I'm glad we got all 3 games. I'm glad.
They even have similar names.
They do. They do. Aye. GG, well played. And with that, MeomaikA, he moves on to the next round. To the next round where he's already got an opponent waiting for him.
He does, and honestly, it's a little bit of a surprise to me. But to be fair, I've not really kept up with the progress of his opponent here. Night Phoenix has taken out Nikic 2-0, which you know, to me, I haven't really kept up with the progress of some of these more up and coming EU players, but that is kind of surprising to me. We were very impressed by Nikic these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. For all I know, this may be the first time that Night Phoenix has played in our tournament. I'm not 100% certain about that, but already taking down Nikic is a pretty terrifying, pretty impressive feat for our Ukrainian Protoss.
Hopefully that bodes well for the rest of his tournament run here. It's a little bit unfortunate that, you know, right off the back of that victory, he has to face MeomaikA immediately, but we'll see what he's got.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he performs as well. Again, massive shout out to EON for participating, because he was the only Latin American player. Like, it's not at a friendly time for the Americas, so it's always impressive when he plays.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's the only DGen this week from both North and South America.
I'm sure there are plenty of DGens out there. Okay, it's okay. Oh my god. I'm sure there are people out there that haven't slept yet. You know, that's they're disguising their degeneracy. But
they're actually laddering on the different servers so that we don't know that they are awake.
There you go. It's possible, mate. It's possible.